This is not the punctuation that Deshaun wanted on this quarterback battle, because the feeling out of Cleveland, and I spent a day there this week, is that Deshaun Watson had some momentum, that he had a couple good weeks here, stacked some good plays together. He was getting some prominent reps in the practices against the Bills in that joint practice. So now the Browns have to weigh what happened on the field with Watson and also what he said in that press conference. Yeah. Is he in a good space to be the leader for this team? So here's how this is going to go. Todd Monken, the head coach, will huddle with his staff today. They will evaluate everything, the game yesterday and the last few weeks of the battle, knowing that this is essentially over. A decision could come Monday where he informs both quarterbacks of his decision, whichever direction they go.
What an honor and a pleasure to have Brenda Song join sports. After the call that she had on the Rams game, she takes the time out to sit and chat with us for just a little bit. Brenda, before we even get to the call itself, you get in your car, you take a look at the Prindle, you put your car in reverse. But before you get to doing all of that, what was the prep process for something like this?
To be honest, it's so funny because preseason for me is so much fun, because preseason is where we get to jump in and we get to actually see, all the new kids, get to see what this draft class is about, the guys that have been maybe on our practice squad that we don't really get to see play a lot of snaps. So actually for me, I didn't do a ton of prep because this is what pregames are for me, and I wanted to stay true to who I was, and I didn't want to try to go out there and pretend to be an analyst when I'm not. I'm a couch analyst, okay? I'm a very, very biased Rams fan. I will tell you all the reasons why we're the best team and why your team is not going to win. And so to me, it's like preseason is a time to learn and to get excited about the season and to learn about these players. So I didn't do a ton of prep. I was really lucky, and I got to go to practice last week and meet some of the players and kind of get a feel for the new guys like Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson, which was so cool to sit down and chat with them. I'm pretty sure I swooned when Matt Stafford came over, just the normal stuff.
Like the usual stuff. Yeah. Obviously, you're used to doing TV, but there's sports TV, there's the Hollywood TV. Like there are two different animals. So what surprised you the most about your experience today?
How nervous I was. But I think for me, this is my fandom. This is what I've watched sports my whole life, and to walk into SoFi, to be sitting next to Rob Havenstein, I'm freaking out here. I was actually so nervous, but they were all so lovely and so welcoming. I had to watch myself. It's like, Brenda, number one, watch your language, calm down. It's preseason.
But you got to lean into it as a fan too.
But I also understand that, because I honestly feel like one of my greatest accomplishments is that I actually haven't sworn on TV yet. I want to talk to you about Aaron Donald, though, because obviously he is still debating his return to the Rams. How do we feel about that potential return?
I mean, at practice, I think I was dressing aspirationally. I pulled out my old school Donald jersey. Mac was wearing his Lucky Donald socks. I have been praying to the football gods, aka Erica Donald. Please. Here's the thing. I was talking to Drew Wilkins, our pass rush coordinator, and regardless of if Aaron returns or not, we all want him and we're praying that he returns. It would just be iconic to see him and Myles Garrett on the same line with Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk, Poona Ford, BY. That would be an insane line. Les Snead and Sean McVay, they always put together insane teams. They know how to really, really make big splashy moves. And so I feel very spoiled. But of course, I'm like everyone else. I have my shrine growing. I'm lighting candles, incense, whatever it takes to get it back on the field. I'm ready for it. You tell us what you need, Aaron, and we'll do it for you.
We do want to talk to her about the Lakers. What's the better drama, though? The actual drama that you're in Running Point, or the Bus family?
Honestly, right now, everything that's going on feels like it's going to be season 4 or season 5 of Running Point, which is, that's why Jeannie wanted to make a show about her life, because it doesn't sound real when you're talking about it. And that's what makes it so fun, because growing a huge Lakers fan, it feels like I'm getting a peek behind the curtain. And don't you think I haven't texted them in the middle of the night and been like, is this real? Oh my God, what's happening?
Before I let you go, because we're told we have to move on to other things here, give us one bold prediction for the Rams season.
That on Valentine's Day next year, it'll be Royal and Soul confetti coming down with my 99 jersey.
Which, by the way, you can see that on ESPN. See?
Please.
She's working.
I'm going to be honest. My couch analyst self going, it's not a bold prediction. I'm seeing the future, guys.
Right,
Don't worry.
There you go.
It's a pleasure to welcome back to the program the head coach of the reigning national champions from Indiana. It's Curt Cignetti. And Curt, I was smiling to myself today thinking about long time ago, going back to campus in the fall. There's nothing like the energy on any college campus, but I'm picturing Bloomington right now with North Texas a couple Saturdays from now, all the momentum that your program's got. How do you describe what Bloomington is like and the energy that surrounds your program on campus right now?
Oh, wow. It's something, I'll tell you. I mean, there'll be 5,000 people that can't get in, and the stadium's rocking, and it seems like a long way away, when you're in the middle of camp, but it's right around the corner, and looking forward to it.
I've been doing this long enough that I've been lucky enough to talk to guys like Pete Carroll or Mac Brown, Nick Saban, Dabo, guys that won, and they all say some version of the same thing. When I ask, is it harder to get to the top or stay there? Stay there is the answer. You talk about stalking complacency. I love that. I think that's sort of with the idea of staying there in mind. What's that look like to you, for your group to not let themselves rest on any laurel and try to stay right where you are?
I think every year you got to start over, regardless of your record the year before. I mean, it's like building a house. You got to dig the hole and build the foundation. And, we're process driven. And the key to the drill is consistency to a high standard. And, I think we've done a pretty good job of that up to this point. I don't feel like, I told him, I said, we're not defending a national championship. Everybody's 0-0 right now. And we're just trying to form the right habits, play at a level of high consistency, and play our brand of ball. There's certain things that we emphasize. And I think we're making progress. Is it perfect? No. Do we have a long way to go yet? Yes.
You're starting over, but you're not starting from zero, right? Because Indiana's in a very different place than it was a couple of years ago. But there's a smile on your face when you talk about starting over. Is that your favorite thing? When you get back and it's 0-0 and it's a whole new group, and wherever this journey takes you, it takes you. But the process of starting with a new group, is all these years later, is that still one of your favorite things?
Yeah, I'm process driven. I don't dwell much on the past, and I enjoy watching the team develop individually and collectively, and building those intangibles as you get closer to game one and throughout the season, and looking forward to it.
I've been lucky in bouncing around beaches and having summer vacations. I came back to work tonight because we got a preseason game, right? Monday Night Football is coming soon, and we're following the Raiders game, and Fernando Mendoza, of course, is going to be their quarterback at some point. We know what he did there. What do you miss? What will you miss most about what that young man provided that we might not have seen in that remarkable Miami game or throughout that incredible season? But just the guy being around. Is there something you could point to?
He was a tremendous guy. You learn from like the great ones like him. He prepared to the nth degree. He brought the team together. I think the unity of our team as the season evolved. He was a big part of that. He was a great competitor. He played his best when the game was on the line, and he was tough. I mean, the guy was a tough competitor, as you saw at the end of the season. So he improved a lot while he was here. He'd probably be the first to tell you, he's got a lot more improving to do at that level, but he's going to be a great player.
Rourke was really good when he came from, Ohio? Mendoza was really good. Now Hoover comes from TCU. I watched him play a bunch, and I heard him talk about the accountability here. What has he shown you early, Kurt, that gives you optimism about what this season could be?
I think, he's built off the spring and the summer. He's starting to stack days. There's still some missed opportunities there, but I see improvement. And, we just want to have him prepared and confident going into game one, build off early season success. And as long as you prepare the right way, anything is possible after that. So all the quarterbacks have been able to improve some since they've been here. They've all been player of the league, really essentially since 19. I'm not saying that Josh will, but, he'll be surrounded with good people. We won't ask him to, we won't put the ball in his hand and say, go out and win the game. We'll have a plan, offense, defense, and special teams that complement each other. So I have a lot of confidence in him.
I'll close with this, and I appreciate that you're focused on looking forward and North Texas and this season. But what you guys did last season will be remembered forever in Bloomington and among all Hoosier fans forever and ever. What do you hang on to forever, Kurt, about that? A memory, an image, something from the past. You'll let live in the past, but it's going to stick with you forever.
I'm just proud of everybody in the organization, grateful for the commitment from our president, Pam Whitten, and Scott Dolson. We had a bunch of high character guys that were smart, good leaders, and the team was very consistent. And, So, yeah, it's a great memory, and it'd be even greater if we could do it again.
And that right there is the mind of a ball coach, and you're one of the very best. Curt Cignetti, appreciate the time. I know North Texas is about 3 Saturdays from now, and I appreciate the chance to visit ahead of that. Hopefully we'll cross paths again somewhere down the road this year, all right?
You bet. Take care.
Thank you, Curt.
Era right now.
Well, Mendoza just needs to stack days. He's the number one pick. He won a title last year at Indiana. What do you find compelling about this guy, whether it's the on-field, off-field? Where do you start?
Well, I've been doing the work, the personality. Like, his personality and his interviews are better than the games. And Scott, I've identified he's got 3 personalities that he goes through and counting, okay? Stephen Fowler. So there's CEO Nando, who says things like creating a dynamic ecosystem on the professional stage. That's enough. You could just leave that alone.
Yeah.
But then there's TED Talk Nando, and that's the one that Laura got tonight. And he said, learning isn't always a straight line up. And he literally did the straight line up with his hand.
Sure.
And then you get to the grand finale, which is 9-year-old child Nando, which says things out of nowhere, like the Las Vegas Strip is the boogeyman, which is an incredibly endearing quote. A guy who dominated the Big Ten is afraid of the Bellagio. And that's just like, I'm right there with him. But those are the 3 Nandos